Oh, boys and girls, we are here on 3777 carries 13 minus 42, 20 toes, multiply by 7. We are at episode 373 right now.
Mm.
SP. And look who we got. Oh, boys and girls, look who we got.
Mm.
This is Stirring the Pot with Dr. Cade and our very special guest. I don't know all the things that they call you, sir. So I will call you the Dada. Uh,
Mm.
right? The Dada.
The top
Uh,
shot.
the top shotter. That's the one I'm missing. The top shotter. Himbo Slice.
Himbo Slice.
The Paper Chase.
Mm.
Patrick. Oh, new tattoo. Pro wrestling.
Ooh, right.
Champion.
Mm.
Patrick Saint.
Mm. Yeah.
Welcome to the show, my friend.
Thank you for having me. I'm excited.
This actually, boys and girls, is a return. Last star date, April 22nd, 2022. It was our guy, Patrick Saint's very first interview on SP. Out of all places, out of any place in the universe, he picked us. And I love him for that because we make a return. 2 years later, he's got that bright, shiny new gold. He's got the same look, but he looks bigger. He looks elder than he was previous, but he's got that same Versace look.
Mm.
We've got so much to talk about, but I really wanted to start here. Oh yeah. Before I get chit chat, because Mr. Saint, I can talk, right? Welcome to the show. Thank you for returning. Thank you for bringing the gold. What an amazing match you had with one Troy Stevens. And welcome to the show, my friend.
Thank you for having me. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
What we like to do is have returns so we can see the growth of the talent right before our eyes. And boys and girls, that's why I do the indie thing, is because of that. Yes, we love the WWE, the AEW, the ROHs, the TNAs. Yes, we love all of that stuff. But I personally love going live to the smaller stuff because we see the growth of the talent right before our eyes, event after event, road show after road show, fight for your dreams after fight for your dreams.
Mm.
And my goodness, here we are 2 years later. And I want to start with this, my friend. The title of the last one was called 4 for 4. Do you remember why it was called 4 for 4?
Yeah, I think. Wait, I think wasn't it something like with? Damn, I should have watched it back.
No,
I think I made like I think I made like an analogy.
yeah, it was all about the mission. You were explaining the mission to us, which you weren't giving us shit for information. But you said, now the mission is, let me put it to you like this, Kincaid. If you take out a nice woman, you take her out to a nice restaurant, and you spend $200 for dinner, and then you buy her some nice gifts, that's not the mission.
No, it's not.
Now, if you take your shorty to the Wendy's and you get a 4 for 4, everybody's making out on that deal. So basically, that was your quick analogy of the mission, because it's not just one thing. It could be one thing, or it could be everything.
Yeah.
Was your description to us, the fans, of the mission. And that's why I called it 4 for 4, because you were taking your little one out there to Wendy's to get you some 4 for 4. You got a full belly. You still got a full pocket.
Yeah.
And you got somebody by your side for the night, right, my man? I mean, come on. You're in a win-win-win situation. Right?
Indeed.
And that's how you keep that Versace on that big old frame of yours, my man.
Oh yeah.
I really wanted to start there because it kind of shows there's difference, but there's no difference because you've grown as a man, you've grown as an athlete, you've grown as a character, you've grown coming through the curtain with your gear. You've evolved, if you will. I like to use that word as
Yeah.
well. The evolution of. So let's kind of we'll talk about the mission a little bit down the road.
Yeah,
Okay.
we'll talk about it later.
We don't want to start off on a bad foot with one Patrick Saint. Okay. So the evolution of Patrick Saint went from being in the mission. That's where you kind of started, in all honesty, right? You were
Yeah.
part of the mission. Dan, the man, took you in, and that's how you. And you didn't talk to me. You wouldn't say nothing, like zero. You were like this at the shows. I could come up to you, try to break you, which I do every so often to the talent. Unbreakable, unbreakable from the beginning. Let me add, from the beginning. Looking all beautiful in your Versace and standing stout and tall and proud of being in the mission. And that was your debut at Fight for Your Dreams.
Yeah.
Now, please talk to us. I'll stop chit chatting because I can go. Please talk to us about what I described already, your evolution of your gear, the evolution of you getting out and doing your own thing. And then again, we don't have to talk mission and a whole lot right now. Let's wait for that later.
I think we gotta, to like talk about the evolution, we have to talk about them a little bit.
A little bit, a very, very little bit now, because there is a broader spectrum, a segment, if you will, about the mission that I would like to get to.
Okay. Yeah, so we talk about them a little bit, but my evolution, I feel like I was being held back.
Okay.
Sorry. I feel like I had to break out and start doing things on my own, changing up my gear, the robes that I had, but my first one, I had to step out, kind of like show that I was just more than just another member, but I was the member of the mission. And I got that point across very well.
Were you more of like the enforcer, if you will? Because you were like the biggest dude in the bunch, if you will.
Yeah, I was the enforcer. I was the enforcer. But a lot of enforcer guys, they don't, it's kind of hard for them to take on a lot of responsibility. Their one main sole purpose is to enforce that person that they're protecting. But I was enforcing 3 other people, Evie, Brother Greatness, and then Stan Michaels, Red Sawyer. So I was enforcing a lot. I was getting wins for a lot of people.
Right. It's a lot of responsibility on your shoulders, my friend.
And getting wins for myself too.
Yes.
How many people can say they can do that? Get wins for the team and themselves?
So I mean, we could talk about the story again in a little segment I have set aside. But you're out of the mission. You start spreading your wings as a singles competitor. Talk to us about the presence coming through the curtain now, because it's not what it was before. It's the same, but it's a little bit different because, my God, you've got this beautiful, beautiful robe that you come out with. Talk to us about the gear that you're coming out with now.
So I always we love wrestling, right? I always loved or was like really interested in like 80s wrestling. And you look at the independent scene now, a majority, I feel, of the wrestlers on the scene, you kind of have like the same kind of checkpoint list of on the gear, and I was somewhere one day and I was looking around and I was like, damn, like it's like create a wrestler here. Everybody has to say, even me. I was like, I gotta make some changes. So I went real old school, real 80s. And then with the robe, real 80s, I took Mr. Perfect. and I took for a Versace robe and combined them together.
Mm. Uh,
Yeah, so people would think it's Ric Flair. They're perfect. And if I show you Sunny Inferno on Instagram, shout out to her. When she designed it for me, when she designed it, like I sent her Mr. Perfect robe and I sent her a Versace robe. So when you look at the rough draft, there's like the Versace robe and then Mr. Perfect.
it's very eye-catching. And you're a big guy, so there's a lot to take in when you come through that curtain. You're like,
Yeah.
hey, even me?
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
I see you come through that curtain. I was like, holy shit, look at Patrick Saint.
Yeah.
So it's very eye-catching. And as a fan, I mean, again, right off the ripper, it really got me. And it's bringing a package together, if you will.
Yeah. Presentation is so key. Even like with just like the littlest things, presentation, and that's all. I felt like that since I was like very young. Presentation is key. You're gonna get more eyes on you that way.
Yep.
Even when I film my promos, like I don't do the phone in my face promo. Like I'll change the scenery up. I'll add lighting. Um, I'll like cut in footage. Um, I'll like change the intro, the outro a little bit. I always try to do something different with my promos to like change the way I'm perceived, because this is a hard business. And who do you want to be? Do you want to be the main guy or the supporting guy?
Mm-hmm.
Or do you want to be the extra? I don't want to be the extra supportive. I want to be.
You're definitely standing out on your own. On the topic of the promos that you do, I'll have to quote somebody that that's quite familiar. We're making movies around here. So, I mean, it's that scenario right there where you are bringing a different flavor to the promo portion of the program at the same time with your gear, trying to stand out from others and not be the creative wrestler, if you will.
Yeah.
I love that analogy. That's fantastic. Excuse me. But the promos are different than the normal. That kind of generic, formulaic venue, date, be there, rah 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 kind of thing.
Yeah.
You're putting in a different flavor to your promos, and again, as a fan, I can appreciate that. So I mean, you seem to be in a great direction
Thank
with
you.
the singles thing going on right now, my friend.
Thank you.
Absolutely. The gear, getting away from the mission. You're standing taller than ever. You're going through a lot of different competition in different promotions, not just your home promotion being Test of Strength.
Mhm.
I want, because you are in multiple promotions right now,
Yeah.
I need a few things explained to the fans, okay?
Okay. What do you need? What do you need?
You say a few things in ring.
Okay.
Now, I used to work at a printing company,
Okay.
and it was filled with Jamaicans, and I made such an amazing and an amazing click
Yeah.
with the Jamaicans. I don't know how this white boy did it, but my goodness, I made an amazing click with the Jamaicans at this print shop, and I was there for 6 years.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, did we have some fucking fun
Yeah.
over at that print shop? Now,
I believe you.
when the very first time I ever heard you, now you again, these are words, boys and girls, these are words that Mr. Saint says during in-ring competition.
Yeah.
Something is about to occur. Now, I'm starting with this one because it's my absolute favorite. I lose my spleen laughing every single time because of the environment I used to work in with
Yeah.
said print shop full of Jamaicans.
Yeah.
Patrick Saint, please explain to us, the fans, why you scream, Bumble
Ah,
Clutch!
yeah.
When you come in screaming, is it always a specific move that you use when you yell Bumble Clot?
Yeah.
Why Bumble Clot and why that move? And I pop every single time. Thank
Yeah. It's the lariat. Very, you can't go wrong with the lariat. Very nice old school move. Gets the job done. Yelling Bumbleclad, never heard it before. Never heard it before. You know? And it's always deep in the match where you want to yell fuck.
you.
You can't yell fuck. So what do? Next best thing, Bumbleclad. Boom. Take somebody's head off.
uh, could you maybe explain to us, the fans that don't know the true meaning of Bumble Clot?
Mhm. Could mean many things. Leave it at that.
It could mean one thing.
Yeah.
It could mean everything.
Yeah.
You are so correct on that. Oh my god! But basically, it's like the dirtiest swear in
Yeah.
Jamaican
One of
language. Correct?
one of them. One of them.
But it can mean many things. But usually, it's like a fuck or a fuck you or motherfucker or something like. It's a universal kind of deal,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, pretty much.
I absolutely love, love, love that. Oh my god, it's my absolute favorite right now in indie wrestling. That is my absolute favorite
Thank
spot.
you.
Anywhere.
Yeah. Thank you. Means a lot to me. Hell yeah.
So good. That's so good. But again, it kind of stems from my relationship from that print shop. As soon as I heard that the very first time,
Yeah.
I latched on to my. Oh my god, I was just like, I was just dying, dude.
But
Oh my.
you know what's crazy, Don? Like I'll be like I'll be at like a show and I'll like be walking out or I'll like be outside or something and I'll just hear Bumbleclad, Bumbleclad.
You can,
Like, yo.
this is a family show.
I was at NEW, and I went out there I wanted to get a better look at Wrecking Ball Legursky. And this one fan was yelling Bumbleclad and almost made me mess up what I was gonna do. Like 10 times in a row, and I was like, bro.
That is fantastic. Thank you for sharing. Those are the little things that we get when we get to sit down and talk to our local talent. I love the sharing. Thank you so much for that.
Yeah.
That is amazing. Um, I could probably talk about that for about another half hour, but we won't. Let's talk about Ricky. Where were you at? Why? And is there a specific move again with that being yelled out?
Yeah, Ricky is my finishing move, the spear.
Okay.
You know, me personally, I feel like it's up there right now on the independent scene in terms of moves, besides the Bumbleclad lariat. You know, do you know where Ricky comes from?
No, please. That's why we ask these questions.
Okay, you ever seen the movie Boys in the Hood?
See, a long time ago, though.
Go back and watch it when Ricky gets killed, and
Oh.
Cupid he yells out, "Ricky!"
Okay. Maybe I'll appreciate it just a bit more if I do such. Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna hit different now when you watch it.
Yeah. Okay. Now, I'm gonna. This is the big one for. Well, besides the bump, this is another big one for me.
Mm-hmm.
And then we'll get to the very last one.
Okay.
And it's not even. I mean, yeah, you do yell it and stuff, but who wants? Okay, wait. Let me set this up.
Mm-hmm.
We're at the Bristol Boys and Girls Club. And my guy Patrick is in the ring, And this is one of his sayings again. Who wants to see a dead body?
Yeah.
Now, rewind just a little bit before the show starts. I was trying to get Pretty Poppy's crew of all the boys and clubs, the girls and club, boys and girls club wrestlers, and they're all young children up there, and they're under the guidance of one young Poppy over there.
Yeah.
Pretty Poppy. See, I'm getting my shit all mixed up. Pretty Poppy. So I was trying to see if I could get him on camera to chant Ugly Poppy, because that's what I do.
Yeah.
I like to chant Ugly Poppy. I couldn't get them to do that. They started giving me the business, to yelling at me and all of this crap. Every single one of those young children under the tender age, I'm going to say right now, under 12, easily. As soon as you said that, they all yelled, yeah! And I stood right up with my camera and I said to every single one of them, future serial killers, what the hell is wrong with you people? Those are the same kids that wouldn't just yell Ugly Poppy for like 10 seconds for me. But yet they want to see a dead body in front of their eyes from one Patrick Saint. So that's the backstory for me, why it's such a big one for me personally. But what's with the who wants to see a dead body and what is following that as a maneuver?
Okay, yeah. So this is how I like thought of saying it. So at BST, I'm with Evie and I'm helping her defend her title. She's wrestling JC Storm. You know, when I was doing bad things in my life, JC fell out of the ring. I happened to hit her with a Ricky. So on commentary, they're like, she's dead. She's dead. So I was laughing. I was like, I think I could build off of this.
Okay.
So who wants to see a dead body? Now that also stems from the movie Boys in the Hood. In the beginning of the movie, when they're like little kids, and one of them was like, "Hey, who wants to see a dead body?" And they walk over to the train tracks, and they see like an actual dead body.
Okay.
You know, so it could be any move that could come after I say that. It could be a body slam, it could be a cross body, it could be Bumbaclaw Lariat, it could be the finish, the go home Ricky, it could be a big boot, anything. Who wants to see somebody get smashed?
I feel there's a lot of, it could be one thing or it could be everything.
Yeah.
One Patrick Saint, because there's a lot going on in all of that right there, my friend. And that brings us home to 500 degrees. Please tell us about 500 degrees with a Z at the end, yeah?
At the end. All right. So let me explain 500 degrees, right? So it's a submission move, but everybody wants to know how I got the name. I explained it in practice, and I'll explain it here. So, growing up in the 90s, right? Every kid wanted to be Michael Jordan.
Okay.
Well, me, I was a little different. I would sneak and watch like rap music videos because my parents are Jamaican. So they like Jamaican parents are very strict and like trying to like censor things when you're growing up. So one of them was rap music. So I would sneak and watch rap music videos. And remember the what was it, the rewind button?
Mm-hmm.
So like if your parents walk in, you hit the rewind button, and then it goes back to the cartoons. So I would be watching rap music videos, and whenever they would come in, hit the rewind button, play it all like I was watching cartoons. Well, Hot Boys were big in the '90s. So Lil Wayne, Juvenile, BG, Birdman, and they had all this gold and money, and the songs were fire to me. And I was like, damn, like I want to be like them. I don't want to be like Michael Jordan. I want to be like them.
Yeah.
And Lil Wayne had a song called 400 Degrees. No, Juvenile had a song called 400 Degrees. Sorry. Song is still fire to this day. So it's one of my favorite songs. So I took that and just added up instead of 400 degrees, 500 degrees.
All right.
So it's a homage to the Hot Boys.
along with that, there was a track that was cut for that, a
500
specific
degrees. Yeah.
500 degrees.
Yeah.
Why don't you? We just kind of smooth right into that.
Yeah.
Please talk to us about this venture because whenever I heard it come out, I go, I'm listening. I hit play,
Yep.
and I'm
Yeah.
and I'm and again, I'm a rock guy. That's not
Yeah.
my jam.
Yeah.
And I go, is this bad or is this good? Well,
Yeah.
let's see. So I'm listening. I'm listening. I go, son of a bitch, that's actually Patrick State.
Yeah.
Like for real, like legit, not wrestling fantasy. This is like Patrick State right here.
Yeah.
Talk to us about this venture and how you ended up cutting the track 500 degrees.
All right. Boom. So this is how it goes, right? So I'm in a mission and I'm getting some steam and I'm getting some solo bookings. And I'm like, all right, I need to like hamper down and like get some things in order. I think I need to like make a theme song. So I'm in Munster Factory one day and I'm watching Bobby Buffet wrestle. And
Okay.
he comes out, he also raps his own theme. And everybody in that crowd is rapping his lyrics on a G Herbo beat. And I'm like, that's crazy. Like, bro. So I pulled him to the side after. I'm like, bro, like, that's crazy, bro. That's crazy. Like, I didn't even know. Like, first of all, it's a good ass song. I love that song. G Herbo beat is fire, 2 Chainz. He was like, yo, you know, you're the only person that know that that's a G Herbo beat. And I was like, yo, I know my shit, bro. I'm like, I think I want to rap my own thing because I used to now backtrack. Growing up, I used to rap. Me and my brothers used to rap.
Okay.
So I'm like, yeah, I feel like, but I haven't really wrote anything in like a little while. I'm like, yeah, I think I want to write my own theme. So Bobby was like, do it. So I'm like, all right. So I'm talking to GMX about it, and he was like, yo, I got a perfect idea. So he sends me the James Bond load screen the pause screen theme. He was like, I want to take this and remix it for you. I'm like, word, let's do it. So GMX is very busy, so we never got around to doing it. But me, I'm one of those people like if I like say like I want banana pancakes with pecans on them or something, I'm gonna go make those pancakes. Like that's just the type of person I am. So I'm like, okay, let me just look for another beat. And I downloaded an app where you have like you can find instrumentals.
Okay.
So I'm with my boys, a couple of my brothers, I'm chilling one night, and I'm playing them beats. And ironically, I found that Golden Eye pause screen beat on there, so that was in the list. So I'm playing them beats. This is how crazy like life is. I'm playing them beats, and I played them that one. They were like, "Yo, that's the one right there." I'm like, "Well, that's crazy. Y'all said that." They were like, "Yo, that's the one right there." So I'm like, "All right, cool." So I bought the beat, paid for the beat, drove home, wrote the song, and then went to a studio in the same building, ironically, where we practiced at Touch the Strength,
Oh,
and then
okay.
yeah, and then recorded it, got it mixed and mastered the same day.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Um, that's the first time, Patrick. I mean, you did say you've rapped, previously and stuff, but
hmm.
really putting pen to paper, getting that track. And I know, buying the track is a little bit different than maybe creating
Yeah,
and such, but you're still creating the song. Is this the
yeah.
kind of first venture for Patrick Saint doing something like this?
Creating the song, no. So like back in high school, we had like all of the stuff on my mom's computer, but like unbeknownst to her. So whenever she would go to work, we invite our boys over, and like my older brother would be like we'd be like recording there, like one person like walk out of the living room, record, other person come back in, record. So we would record songs, and this is when you could buy instrumentals on CDs for 5 for 20. So we would buy CDs, get the instrumentals, burn them onto the computer, rap over them. One person would be outside for a lookout, Make sure my mom is somebody over her house. Come back in, other person go and look out, the other person's rapping.
That
This,
is. Go ahead.
no, yeah. So like, but this was like my first time in a studio when I did that song. Maybe like 4 years or so.
Okay.
Yeah.
I can picture that all like, military style, getting your
Yeah.
shit
Yeah.
done
Yo, yeah.
and doing your thing for moms.
And she always found out. She always found out. Even if like she would never catch us, but she always found out.
uh, uh, it seems to have worked for what you're doing right now. And
Yeah.
again, what we were talking about, the package is coming together for one Patrick Saint. It's seemingly right now. It's really starting to come together.
Thank you.
In the song itself,
Mm-hmm.
use those phrases we spoke of previously. And when
Yeah.
I heard Bubble Clot in that goddamn song, dude, I'm a one-man party laughing my ass off. I go, I cannot believe he added that shit in there. Oh my God, he's amazing. It's so much fun. If you listen to it and you know the Patrick Saint that we know, it really all comes together and you meld it together with what you have going on. You didn't try doing something out of the box or try to do something experimental. You really stuck to exactly what you're doing in wrestling and worked around it. And my man,
Thank you.
Very good.
Thank you. Yeah, I love when people I love the feedback that I got with that. Like there's nothing better than like going out doing your match, coming back in a curtain is like, yo, we were just all back here like jamming to your song, bro. I'm like, yo, you want to make me cry.
That's awesome, man. I'm so happy for everything that's happening right now with one Patrick Saint. I want to talk right here. Tetsu Pro Wrestling. They've only been around for a couple years. They are a Bristol, Connecticut-based company. They just spread their wings to Windsor out of Bristol for the very first time. Yep. It's a really cool venue. I absolutely love the venue. It's different. It has an upstairs. Along with that 6-sided ring, when you're upstairs doing footage and taking pictures, you've seen it yourself from Eric Smith and whoever else was going on over there. Uncle Otis. I'm sorry. Uncle Otis, the potato. He's mixed up his name. I was introducing to some guys and I called him Uncle Potato and I go, that doesn't sound right. He goes, no, it's not. So you've seen the footage and the pictures that have come out from that past event. Man, that is so cool over there.
Yeah.
But Tetsu Pro Wrestling, they've had a couple champions now. And now I believe you are the third, if I'm not mistaken, third heavyweight champion, big champ. I don't know if they exactly call it the heavyweight champion at Tetsu or if it's just the Tetsu Pro Wrestling champion. Maybe you could decipher that for us first.
Yeah, it's just the Tetsu Pro Wrestling champion.
Okay. Yeah, the top guy. Yes, absolutely the top guy. Yeah. Now, first off, fucking A. For winning that belt. That's your big your first big championship, yes?
Yeah, my first singles belt.
Okay. When you got that 3 count, we fucking popped, my man.
Yeah.
We were looking at each other. We were like, no fucking way. Holy shit.
Yeah.
We were with you.
Yeah.
On that journey, on that night, that ring, and it was amazing.
Thank you.
And I am so glad because I I was asked if I want to go. It's only X minutes away. I'm like, yeah, fuck it, let's go.
Yeah.
So I am so glad that we went. I would
Yeah.
have never witnessed it. I would have been so pissed.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I'm glad you came too, man. I'm glad you came too. Hell yeah.
So much fun. Different venue that we've never been in.
Mhm.
A six-sided ring, and Patrick Saint becomes the new champion. Going over one Troy Stevens, who's had that belt for a hot minute now, my friend.
Hell
For
yeah.
real. Now, Troy Stevens has been around the scene for way longer than I have. That's for damn sure.
Yeah.
And I never knew of Troy Stevens until he resurfaced, if you will.
Mm.
And he's been doing his thing in different promotions, gaining gold.
Yeah.
Maybe tag team championships in a PAPW with one Jermaine Marbury. And
Yeah.
Benny, you can't, you know. I love Benny.
Shout out to Jermaine and Troy.
Defense.
Yeah.
Love that shit.
Shout out to those
Not
guys.
only tag team champion, but singles champion as well in a few companies, one being Tetsu. So again, going against a tough opponent who's been doing his thing around in the local scene.
Hell
And
yeah.
yeah, man, I mean, you got to give it to one Troy Stevens, and you got to give it to one Patrick Saint for giving us a hell of a main event, because it was like fire, dude. It was such a great ending to a fun event. We had a great time. And again, we were with you. And six-sided ring, please. Oh my God. Please talk to us about the difference between being in a four-sided ring and a six-sided ring, because there's like 1,000 points I could take off of what's different. But I'll mainly point out shorter ropes because of the shape.
Yeah.
And they don't seem to have a lot of give. But for a big guy, I'm sure they have a little bit more give.
Yeah.
Please talk to us about that six-sided ring and how different it really is.
Oh yeah, it's different. It's fun, but you just have to like be on point because you don't want to like, you know, mess up per se. But I like it. I feel like being in there when you're in the ring is really not much of a difference, but there can be, if that makes sense. You just have to like keep your eyes open. You don't want your opponent to get the up on you because you slipped, fell, messed up, and did something because you're not used to being in the six-sided ring. Shorter distance, so when you hit those ropes, you're coming right back to hit the other side. You know, shorter distance. Like you said, the ropes don't have that much give, but you know, I'm a lot of man, so I make those ropes give.
He's a lot of man. Maybe that's the title of this one. I'm a lot of man.
Could be.
It could be. That's a good start, right? That's a good start. Yeah, because it looks very different. I've seen as a fan with my eyes a little bit of confusion, because when you hit those ropes, you're not going to go directly in a straight line across from you, because there's not ropes over there. There's like a turnbuckle there, and you've got to adjust.
Yeah.
And it's a different feel. So there's a bit of adjustment being inside that six-sided ring.
Yeah, definitely, for sure.
Does it pack a punch like a four-sided? Because I've seen it being built, and it looks like a fucking jigsaw puzzle. Like literally, it looks like a jigsaw puzzle. Does it hit a little bit different?
Oh yeah, for sure.
A little bit stiffer?
A little bit stiffer. I would say a little stiffer. But then you have some four-sided rings too that can be stiff as well.
Yeah. It just seems like a cool experience for especially local indie wrestling to have this differential of a ring like that. I mean, it's and the sister company, Cosplay Championship Wrestling, CCW. That's where it originates from, because Tetsu kind of came after the fact of CCW, owned by the same promoter, and it just looks different. And the people, when they first see it, they're like, "Holy shit!" It's the very first reaction every single time. It's either holy shit, or dude, it's like TNA.
Yeah, yeah,
Those are the responses that you get
yeah.
from my personal experience with the fans and such. That's what I'm. I talked to Young Boy
Mm-hmm.
last week.
That's my boy, young boy.
My guy TOS Young Boy making strides.
Mm-hmm.
Year active in the scene
Yeah,
right now, but son of a bitch. There's things again that I see with my eyes that he does so well
yeah.
right now. He's the next Sammy, the next Itchy and such.
Yo,
He's
Don, you know what's so crazy? Why what that you say that? Like when he first started, I think it was like maybe his second or his third week. Like he was doing stuff. I was like, yeah, he got it. He's good. I'm like, yeah, he got it. I was like, yo, he better not quit. He better because like you see, there's a lot of turnaround. There's a lot of turnaround in like the business.
yes.
So it was like I think it was a second or I forgot what he did, but I remember I was like, yeah, he got it. He's straight.
Yep. He's definitely got a thing for this, and he looks good. He's
Yeah,
starting to build a little body to him because
yeah,
he's a smaller guy, and
yeah,
he's still very young. He's a young boy, for Christ's
yeah.
sake. Um, but what a fun interview we had. That was his first interview. So it's going to be fantastic to look in the future. Hopefully, I won't be in a diaper and shit like that, and I'll have my cognizance of me in a couple years. We can get back to Young Boy
Yeah.
in a couple years, right?
Yeah. I think he is gonna like. I predict that he's gonna like start like a trend. He's gonna start a trend. He's gonna be like the next big thing, possibly on the independent scene. I can see that.
And the reason why I bring him up, number one, because he's such a young talent right now, and he's looking great doing it and out of the ring. And I mentioned, I mentioned to him that Hammer Tunis put a little something something on the old face page,
Yeah.
lifting him up.
That was fire.
And it hit Young Boy right in his heart, and he felt it, and he loved it, and
Yeah.
he's feeling that, and we spoke on that. So he's doing it. Not only does he look good coming out the curtain in ring,
Mm-hmm.
but by the way Hammer has spoken, he's doing it right behind the curtain as well. So
Yeah.
he's got a hell of a fucking thing going on right now.
Yeah.
And I love me some Young Boy. So I didn't want to call it a return, but I haven't done any SDP for a year, and he was my first guest coming back on, and it was absolutely perfect. We had such a blast.
I knew you were coming back.
But the reason why I did bring up Young Boy is because Young Boy has had many titles in his young career already.
Yeah.
He has TOS Young Boy.
Uh-huh.
He has recently LIT Young Boy, being Legacy is Timeless Young Boy. And if I have to break it,
What's the most fire one?
and if I have to break it down, TOS is Test of Strength Young Boy. But then that brings us full circle to our guest today, right now, Versace Young Boy.
Yeah.
We spoke on Versace Young Boy with one Versace Young Boy himself.
Yes, sir.
So now that we have both of you back to back, oddly enough, how the fuck did this happen?
Yeah, right.
Small world. Talk to us about your experience with Versace Young Boy.
Yeah, man. He was like, when we found out we were gonna be tagging, he was like, "You got any extra shirts?" I was like, "Bro, I got extra, a bunch of them." Brought one in, and he wore it. He wore it for one of those training day matches. I'm like, "Yeah, fire." And then I think he wore the robe as well. He wore the robe as well. And then we took it to the max. We took it to the max, right? We took it to matching jumpsuits.
Yes. Yes.
The Mission Busters. The Mission Busters. Yeah, if only we could in a perfect world, get like if we had Mimi in it and Bobby Ocean.
Oh man.
Yeah, but that was some of like a lot of fun, a lot of fun. That was like really fun.
Having a younger we were talking about this very topic, the younger guy coming up under the kind of not so older but still younger guys in the
Yeah,
company, doing that kind of passing it on thing from
yeah,
generation to generation within the industry.
yeah,
Um, TOS Youngboy is kind of at that spot right now, only in his very young career.
yeah.
You were doing that with Youngboy. Youngboy is doing that now. How does that make you feel, my man? Because you're seeing him doing it the correct way, as we've spoken, and you
Yeah.
took him kind of under your wing a bit to do this Patrick Saint TOS Youngboy thing.
Yeah, makes me feel good, and it shows people that I have leadership. You know,
Yes.
I have
Yeah.
leadership skills.
You're not a follower, my man.
Yeah.
You're not a follower. And that is going to bring us right into
Mm.
this whole mess
Mm-hmm.
where you started, and I'm sorry, where you started um, and made your debut in wrestling at Fight for Your Dreams with the Mission,
Mm.
Other Greatness, Dan the Man, Evie De La Rosa, Red Sawyer, oh, and Stan
Yeah.
Michael. Stan Michael. Red Sawyer was in the mix, if you will.
Yep.
Um, you know, he's scared. They all scared the shit out of me, especially you. You and Red were my two. That oh my god, for two very big different reasons, and you
Yeah.
know why. For F's sake, holy
Yeah.
crap. Speaking of which, hold on one second. I know this doesn't make for good TV, but where is it? I got some of Red's Prozac.
Mm.
The lit from the Legacy is Timeless.
Nice.
um, the Mission. You come in, you debut. You're very quiet. I come up into your face with a camera. I'm trying to figure out who this new guy is. You're tight-lipped, but your body says, if you don't get away from me, skinny person, I will eat you for a snack.
Mm-hmm.
And I felt that, and I heard that. Okay, and I didn't have to see that. I heard it.
Yeah.
Even if I was blind, I could have heard. I could have totally seen and heard everything right there. Talk to us about your debut, what it meant to you, because TOS is producing some really good talent, my man.
Yeah.
And
I feel like
we speak of the Itchies and the Sammies, and we just
yeah.
spoke to Young Boy. But talk to us about that, because that's a big spot to get the sign off to make the debut.
Yeah. Well, first of all, like Touch the Strength is changing the game. Like we're changing the game. Um, I feel like we have so much to offer on the independent scene, and I can't wait for us to grow even more. I feel like we could be one of those juggernauts on the independent scene. Like the talent that we create, is some of the best on the independent scene, especially over in our region. Getting that green light, I remember the day I got the green light. It was one of those. It was one of those things. Like how can I describe it? Like how can I describe it? It was like let's see, in that green light, hearing that like, yeah, you need this, and this to get ready. It's like you about to make love for the first time, Yeah. It's like that. Yo, that's what it's like. Like, damn, I'm about to hit that. God damn.
That is the very first time ever that I've asked any of the young talent what it felt like to take a dip. And it was like, damn, maybe that could be the title. Damn,
Yeah.
I'm about to hit that.
Yeah. Bro, that's what it's like. I feel like that's like the best way to describe it. That's like the best way to describe it. Like, you've been chasing this chick for a minute, and she keeps curving you, keeps curving you, and then you do the same thing again with the same game. Like, all right, All right, shit. You get some push-ups real quick. Yeah, yeah. That's what it's like. Hey, yeah, it's time to go. It's go time.
Oh, my man. Yes. Damn, I'm gonna hit that with a question mark. With a
Damn,
question mark.
damn, I'm
Yeah.
about to hit that.
Yes,
Yeah.
I'm about to hit that with a question mark. Yes, sir. Now you get put in the mission on this whole green light thing.
Mhm.
Now and I describe that's why I think I look at it from the way I look at it. I feel it's one of the toughest occupations in the entire universe is to become a singles wrestler. One
Oh,
person succeeding in the higher platforms to make the big money
yeah,
to be stable with for their families.
yeah,
Right now with TOS, like you were saying, producing great talent. But talk to us about getting the green light. And you don't get sent out as a singles wrestler. Not everybody does.
yeah,
But getting the green light and getting under the tutelage of someone like Dan the Man, who's been in the game for many minutes,
yeah,
talk to us a little bit about that because, the mission is the mission. But really, when you come down to what it's really all about,
hmm
Dan the Man is one of the most knowledgeable guys around
yeah,
in our region for real.
yeah. I don't know if I mentioned this in our first interview, but I met Dan the Man like probably like in my second week or third week training, and he was like, "Yeah, me and you." And I
Wow.
was hurt. So then like things are creeping up, and then I hear that he made the pitch to like bring me in. So I'm like, cool, let's do it. And like, despite how you feel about him, he has like a well of knowledge. He's a well of knowledge, So he's taught me so much. He taught me so much, but you got to fly off, and he
Mhm.
didn't want to see me. He didn't want to see me fly off and do my own thing. Jealousy is a motherfucker.
He seems to like to have a thumb
Yeah,
on everybody around him, no matter who it is. In all honesty,
look what he did to Evie. She won the belt, the first ever special strength women's champion, and he couldn't stand it.
Mhm.
Crazy.
Now this isn't the first faction or camp, if you will, that he has been at the leadership, the forefront of. For my personal experience in the independent scene,
Yeah.
this be this would be the third one for me personally.
Mm.
You have Team Shazam that
Yeah.
had a lot of history
Yeah.
and quite a cast of characters in that faction.
Yeah.
It had the governors. It had a short run, but holy shit, the cast of characters in that thing was unreal.
Yeah.
And then up to date, you have the mission. And he's always, again, been in the forefront and the leader of said factions.
Yeah.
Now, this guy's got some kind of ego. He's got a book. I've tried to pull what are on those pages out of you last time, and you gave me zip, nada, nothing. You
Nothing.
gave me nothing. Now,
Nothing.
I'm not going for that information. But what I am going for is this guy had such an ego on him that he wouldn't let somebody who could be a star on his own and wouldn't let him shine and wanted to keep one Patrick Saint under the thumb
Yep.
of one Dan the Man. Am
Yep.
I correct on all of that?
Yeah. Yeah.
So you broaden your horizons, things just start going south with the mission.
Yeah.
And again, it's good to have brother and sisterhood. And I know you guys were always the mission. And boys and girls, it was always about the mission. Like for real. There was no straying from this thing. And I've tried a couple times, especially with Brother Greatness. I thought I could maybe yank him away a little bit. No,
Yeah,
no. Not even Brother Greatness.
yeah. I would
How
like
can
to
you
see.
have a name like Brother Greatness and be controlled by a guy named Dan the Man? How does that even work?
I don't know. Everybody needs to leave him, but I would like to see Stan Michael leave him.
Oh,
And needs to open his eyes.
wow. Huh.
He
You
needs
know,
to open his eyes.
this kind of reminds me of modern day what we're seeing on TV right now. It just clicked when you said that right now. It just clicked. We are seeing Sami Zayn trying to get Otis out of that whole Alpha Academy
Yeah.
thing, and what we're we're seeing that right in front of us right now on STP. Am I correct on saying that? Because you're saying that you would love to see Stan Michaels get the hell away from one Dan the Man.
I would love to see it. I would love to see it. Look at how much, like, I can't stand him, but just look how much talent he has.
You know, I, I don't like I don't like to put him up any higher than he thinks he is, my man.
Yeah.
But let's be honest. What a hell of a talent is one Stan Michael. You
Yeah.
said it. I will double up on that as a fan. Again, seeing it from that perspective. What a hell of a talent. He's got a look. He looks professional, like a professional wrestler. Doesn't look like some slouch coming through the curtain.
Yeah.
He's got good in ring. He's You can't shut him up. So he's got fantastic promo.
Yeah.
I mean, he is a great talent right now on
Yeah.
the independent scene. You mentioned it first, and I doubled up on it. Absolutely fantastic talent. A guy like that, what would be his position in the mission? Because I know he sings a lot, and he's the rhythm of the mission, or the choir of the mission, or
Yeah. Something like that.
some shit like that. But you are the enforcer. What piece does Mr. Stan Michael play? There's got to be a piece, a chess piece within.
What piece would I say that he plays? Hmm. 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 Good question. Top of my head. Hmm. I would probably say. I would probably say like a. You know what I see? You know what I. You know what I see? I can see the future. I see a Macho Man Hogan kind of thing with Stan and Dan.
Really?
Yeah. I feel like. Yeah. Yeah.
Hmm.
Hogan, Macho.
Like a, oh yeah, kind of thing.
Yeah. More like, oh yeah.
Yeah, what a hell of a talent one Stan Michael is. But now, and I know you're not within and such, but now there's been an addition of one Karen Bam Bam after all she's went through with Dan the Man. Now she's part of the mission. I mean, what the hell's going on over there?
I don't know what's going on over there, but I know I'm itching. I'm scratching to hit her with a Ricky. I've gotten Dan, gotten Stan, I've gotten Red Sawyer, I even gotten Najee. I just like an honorary member. I have not gotten Bam Bam yet. She keeps slipping through my fingers, and she cost me. She helped Dan, beat me. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I gotta hit her with a Ricky. She's on the list. She's on top of the list.
She just made the list.
She's yeah. She made the list a long time ago, but I keep bumping her up. Keep bumping her up. It's gonna happen. I'm gonna do her worse than I did Dajae.
I'm gonna say and go on record, and you've done uh, all of them look so believable that you've actually killed a person.
Yeah.
Dajae, when you nailed her with a Ricky, dude, oh my goodness, that place lost their absolute shit. Like you legitimately killed that poor girl.
I went deaf for a second because everybody was so loud and like watching it on video does not do it justice about like being there in that room. It doesn't do it justice because like when I stood up, I'm looking around like I'm like actually deaf, and then I get the sound back. Then I roll out the ring and I'm walking around because like I went deaf. Like everybody was crazy.
We lost our bleeping minds on that.
Yeah.
And then there was like 2 or 3, maybe even 4 weeks later, I was like, hey, by the way, has anybody seen Dajae? It's been like a month. She gives me the pissiest faces that I've ever seen anyone give me when she sees me at the Test of Strength shows and such. Oh my goodness. She does not like me, sir, at all.
Doesn't like anything.
And now that she's a member of the mission, which is, come on, man, this is ridiculous. So staying on the topic of the mission,
Yeah.
I have a question from one of the fans.
Okay.
I like to call him Sideways Simon.
Yeah.
He's part. He's part of the Frost Force, if you will.
All right.
With Jackie G and Backwards Billy.
Yeah.
And such. Excuse me. Sideways Simon would like to know, how is it? What's the difference? How do you feel now comparing being in the mission and being out of the mission and on your own right now? We were talking, you getting out on your own doing singles, but I think he's specifically talking about the stranglehold of Dan the Man in the mission. How are you feeling right now getting out of that compared to then to where you are right now?
Well, in the mission, you have support, right? So you have other people you can rely on. Not being in the mission, it's all on you now.
Mhm.
All on you. It's all on you to do what you got to do. However, being in the mission, I'm being held down. I'm being cost my opportunities.
Right.
Me outside of the mission, I'm cashing in on my opportunities.
Gold, baby.
So I think that answers the question right there.
Absolutely. One more fan question, kind of from the same bunch, but he's not a familiar face at TOS, but he's friends with Jackie G and company.
Mm-hmm.
I like to call him Jackie G, Joey G being Joey G.
Jackie G, yeah.
I couldn't remember his damn name, and I just kept calling him Jackie G.
Yeah.
He would like to know, because of the differences of you being in the mission and now not being in the mission, what do you like better? Do you like ripping up the signs of Joey G when you were in the mission, or now holding up the signs of Joey G? Because now he's kind of giving you the 500 degrees, or the Dada, if you will, on the sign. So what is your preference that you like better now that you've actually felt both experiences?
There's no greater feeling than holding up a sign of support.
All right. It's a different animal. Totally different. They say, and this question goes, I probably asked almost every single person that has been on this show, what do you like portraying, if you
Yeah.
will, a heel or a baby face.
Yeah.
And they always say heel because it's easier to piss us off,
Yeah.
being fans, than it is to get us on board and becoming that rah rah rah
Yeah.
crowd for said person. But holding up a sign and getting that support and hearing the Frost Force amongst the rest of the TOS fan base and broadening as
Yeah.
we speak, I mean, that's just a total different feeling. And it's got to lift you up and do something to you differently as an athlete, I would imagine, no?
Yeah. Being a face is harder than being a heel. But I like being a face more.
Mhm.
I like being a face more for sure.
Yeah, the adulation really brings it, yeah?
Yeah. Yeah. I would say that. And you make more money.
Because hearing the boos and getting us to boo, like like I've said previously,
Yeah.
seems to be an easier task. And you don't have to be vulgar. You don't have to swear. You can do plenty of other things.
Yeah.
Really make us boo and such.
Yeah. For
Um,
sure. You don't have to be like that. Some of that stuff gets like overrated.
yeah.
Give me
The,
two. Let me turn my light on real quick.
yeah, no problem, my man. Uh-oh. Where'd he go? I believe they call the cheap heat.
Yeah.
That's what they call that. Yeah, the cheap heat, if you will.
The TP?
Cheap heat.
Cheap heat. Oh yes. The cheap heat. Yeah. I mean sometimes I feel like it's like sometimes you have to do it. Sometimes you have to like sometimes you get put in a corner where you have to like but if you keep coming out like that all the time and that's your thing, cheap heat, it's like come on bro, like that's all you got. You could be but that's the thing about like why I also like being a heel too. Because like I feel like I can say something that heelish and get a reaction and it's not something you never heard before. You're like, yo, what made you think of that? You're like, think of that. It just came to me.
Um, there's things that I'm gonna have to use them for an example. I apologize. That Dan the Man utilizes from current events,
Mm-hmm.
current movies,
Mm-hmm.
current being the key word.
Mm-hmm.
I find when a guy that does that in wrestling, with your character, your gimmick, if you will, your presentation coming through that curtain. I've always found him fascinating for doing that. And I'll use an example. Um, the movie Cruella. Uh, he came out all half and half on his hair, and he had the look of he he did the thing, and but when he does that, it really makes the people look.
Yeah.
It really makes the people chatter a little bit. May it be intermission, may it be post.
Yeah.
He makes the people chatter. And I will say that every single time because it is a fact. And I've not really have gotten to speak to him. I've only spoken to a Funko Pop doll for like
Oh,
2.5 hours or whatever.
so disrespectful.
It's true, very true. But what am I gonna do? I mean, I'm like 130 pounds soaking wet with quarters in my pockets. What the hell am I gonna do?
Kick his ass.
Huh?
Kick his ass.
Yeah. No. Well, I don't think I don't think I have that physical capability of doing such.
I'm gonna kick his ass for you.
Oh wow, for me?
For myself mainly,
Okay.
but I'll put something in there for you.
But so just a little something, something for me.
A little something. Something.
Ah, yeah. You know what? That fills my heart with warmth.
The fans want to see it. The fans, yeah, the fans want to see it too. They want to see him get his ass whooped.
Yes. Yes. And I know you need to get that out of your system.
I need.
Yes.
See, me and Wagner had. He likes to call himself the Underground King. I'm still gonna call him Wagner Brown. We had the match, and Who comes out of nowhere like a
Uh-huh.
hitter?
Mhm.
Who comes out of nowhere? I can't, bro. I can't wait.
Now, you had a title shot at training day 48, I believe it was,
Yep, 48.
and chicanery, of course. You
Yep.
know. Um, are you looking to get a rematch against one
Yeah.
Swag Brown?
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. This
Okay.
close. Hell yeah.
Because seeing Slick Wagner Brown with 2 championships with a stranglehold on gold right now, all he has to do is get his fingertips on those tag team championships again, and he's really going to have a stranglehold on all of the TOS gold. Somebody's got to do something around here, Patrick Saint.
He ain't getting no tag belts. Mark and Nolan, Counter Strike. Shout out to them. You know,
Yes.
one of the best.
Mark Alexander and Nolan Pierce, uh, 2 young upcomers.
Hell yeah.
And I, I met Mark Alexander's family one time
Yeah.
at training day. It was his gram and his mom. I'm walking in, and I was having a little chit chat with Q on film recording. So we were kind of using some colorful language, and they happened to be walking up. So that was their first experience at TOS. So I started talking to them on a Kincaid file. I just cut Q out of it, and
Yeah.
I continued with Fam Alexander, and I called him Mark Alexander the Great. And I think his grandmother got the biggest tickle out of that. She just so happy that I called him that. It again, it's that seeing the young talent coming from the ground up. And I don't look to pry in family business or personal business, but when I'm at an event being something like training day, and I get to bump into Graham Alexander and Mom Alexander while I'm cutting a fucking promo with Q using colorful language. How
Shout
can
out
you
to
replicate that shit, man? I mean, come on. You
you.
cannot.
Bro, you gotta send me that video.
You cannot replicate that shit.
You gotta send me that video. That's hilarious. Shout out to Q. I can only imagine. Q be going crazy, so I can only imagine which I was saying.
You know, people think that I drive Q crazy. But let me just say, it's Q that drives. It's Q that drives me crazy. Let me just say that out loud.
Yo, he has a dog. What? That's crazy.
I've been hiding him all this time. Um,
That's hilarious.
but I do want to do something now that he's kind of become topic.
Yeah.
I want to rewind to LIT, Legacy is Timeless,
Yeah.
Strictly Business.
Yeah.
He already got a few shout outs, but I'd like to do it right here with you, my friend.
Hell yeah.
Ref Q, as most call him, and it's not Ref Q. I'm going to say it one more time, boys and girls. It's Q, the ref, 3 separate words, starts with Q, ends with ref, does not start with ref and end with Q, 2 words. I get a kick because they also call him Ref Q. But anywho, that's beside the point. Q the ref was the solo ref outside. The sun did shine. It was quite a warm day at LIT Strictly Business. And my goodness, my guy did it like a champ, did it like a professional. He was sweating his ass off. He was really tired at the end. You could see that he was so relieved that it was all done. But I want to give big props to one fucking Q the ref, because that dude was a beast at Strictly Business.
Hell yeah. Yeah.
He was a beast.
MVP. MVP.
Cue the rest. Cue the rest. Now, I want to talk about that if I can, real quick.
Yeah.
LIT, Legacy is Timeless.
Mm-hmm.
Now, they are a brand new company. They're 3 events deep right now. It's the sister company to One Test of Strength, being run by one GMX, Alex Rojas.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a Headlocks for Humanity thing that's going on. There's an integration, if you will. There's also partners going on. I mean, this thing is already growing, and there's only 3 events deep.
Yeah.
Now, the 3 events that they did have, I missed the first one. My bad. I apologize. I have been to the last 2. But the 3 events that they did have, there was block 1, 2, and now 3 being the most recent.
Mm-hmm.
Each block had a winner of tournament sites, if you type, if you will. It's qualifiers.
Yeah.
The winner of those qualifiers of 1, 2, and 3 will meet coming up, I believe, at the next LIT event, and
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
will crown the very first ever Legacy is Timeless champion.
Oh yeah.
I've held that belt. It was being paraded around over there at Strictly Business. I know you've seen it. I am positive you've held it.
Oh
I
yeah.
have personally held it and taken pictures with it. I've taken pictures of it. It weighs 33 pounds. It has the same weight as my guy El Jabroni's head. And it has the Kowalski lineage on there.
Yeah.
Literally, it has the faces of Killer Kowalski,
Yeah.
Bo Douglas.
Yeah.
Hold on. Bo Douglas. I'm looking at Slick Wagner Brown. I'm trying to do it by the thing. Perry Saturn.
Yeah.
John Cronus.
Yeah.
Triple H.
Yeah.
China.
Mm-hmm.
We have Frankie Kazarian.
Mm-hmm.
Who's this one? I forget. We have Thomas Santella in the middle on the bottom.
Mm. Yeah.
And then there's, son of a biscuit, there's one I'm missing. Oh my God, it's killing me. I am, the GM is going to fucking strangle me for not remembering to.
Hit you with the belt. He's going to hit you with the belt.
Oh, please don't do that. That's a third of my weight. Oh, shit. Now I really feel like an asshole. Oh, my goodness. But anywho, it has the depictions of their faces in a circle around, and it has LIT in the middle. It's got Fight for Your Dreams on the inside, Legacy on the other side, and on the other side, it's got Legacy on the inside and Fight for Your Dreams on the outside for side plates.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely gorgeous, and I'm going to kill myself trying to figure out that 8th person. But please, you, my friend, have now qualified in block 3 to become the very first ever LIT champion, and you would be going against one Ichiban and one Sammy Diaz, both guys we've already spoken of. Talent that's been molded from the ground up at Tessa Strength Dojo. Tell us what that means to you in a brand new company started by the GMX, and B, you're going to be in some amazing company, being your opponents for this beautiful championship with that amazing Killer Kowalski lineage on it. And I'm trying to think of that 8th name. Please talk to us about all of the happenings here.
Well, like I said earlier, life is so crazy, right? Because if you really think about it, it's 3 tiers of test of strength, right? You got Sammy Diaz. Shout out to Sammy. Like, he's the first, not the first out of the dojo, but he's like seasoned. Then you have Ichiban. Shout out to Ichiban. Ichiban's doing his thing. You know, he's his own generation. He's the start of his own generation, right there. And you have me, new season. It's 3 different seasons, pretty much. Think about it, right?
Wow.
3 different seasons.
That's amazing. I didn't even think about it that way. Oh my God.
Yeah, Sammy Diaz is the first season. Second season is Ichiban.
Wow.
Third season is Patrick Saint.
That's amazing.
Yeah, so it's gonna be a crazy ass match, but I feel like it would be very crazy if I win. If I win that belt.
Mm-hmm. It would put you in the one of those first evers that nobody could ever take away from you, first off.
Hell yeah, make some history. We'll
Mm-hmm.
make some history. I mean, my name would like I'm trending up, and it's only gonna go up from here. But that would be like a great boost. Boom, get the belt, fantastic.
It seems, and I know Ichiban has got a hell of a fan base.
Mm-hmm.
All depending on what day of the week is. Sammy could be pissed off, or he could be in a good mood.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes the cheers are coming and the boos are coming. Again, could be a Tuesday or Wednesday. You just never know what the hell's going on there with Sammy.
Yeah.
But then you have yourself just recently broke out of the mission. You're finding yourself some big adulation from the fans themselves.
Yeah.
I mean, the TOS fan base is going to be really, really torn.
Yeah.
When it comes to this matchup specifically.
That's another thing. Like I'm curious to see like who they stand aside.
Mm-hmm. And I know I keep saying the TOS fan base, and we are talking about Legacy is timeless, and it is building its own fan base right now.
Mm-hmm.
There is a mixture, obviously with the talent and with the fan base.
Yeah.
So I'm going to have to start picking my words just a little bit differently and not keep calling them the TOS fan base.
Yeah.
Because, again, I don't want to get strangled by the GMX. That is not something that's on my schedule. I am not interested in that.
Shout out to the GMX too.
Yes, sir. He's got a very creative mind, my friend.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. So
Brings a lot of things to life.
Oh yeah, for sure. And I know he's been wanting this for a while. I didn't expect to be in the tournament and entered the tournament and I won my 3 matches. So let's see what happens. It's gonna be a crazy day for sure. When me, Itchy, and Sammy face off, it's gonna be crazy. I can feel it already.
Now, to get to that last qualifier,
Mm-hmm.
went against Red Sawyer, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Okay.
How poetic, right?
Yeah. How poetic. And that was kind of what I was asking you. How did it feel knowing that you're out of all of that? He's still very deep into it, being the mission. How does it feel coming through that curtain? And again, that wasn't your first matchup of the day.
No.
At all. Third match of the day. Again, for Red as well.
Yep.
How did it feel coming through that curtain, being your third match of the day? You're coming out poetic kind of justice, especially hindsight being that you took him out and became that third guy at block 3. How does that feel coming through the curtain and being like, this bitch, I am blank, blank, blank. Give us your thoughts.
I was thinking murder.
Want to see a dead body?
Want to see a dead body. Kill him. I was thinking. Kill him. I was even thinking that maybe Dan the Man might have been in a cut somewhere looking to screw me.
There was whispers over between myself and Karen being like, Patrick might not get through this because we felt chicanery and shenanigans and tomfoolery are happening.
Yeah.
We did. We really, really did.
My head is on a swivel. I don't trust anything right now.
Yeah, man. You can't. Not with Dan the Man always around. And, and again, it's a sister company, but it doesn't matter. It could be not a sister company, and you could be in something, and then the man could just pop out of nowhere and just ruin your effing night. And
Yeah.
you're right, you have to keep your specific eyes on a swivel.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Excuse me. Um, and I know we've spoken about the championship and you winning it, but I did not follow up. And I know I just jump around all over the place. Was there an after party, a Versace after party? Once you got that championship around your waist, you celebrated with us, the fans. The ring gets taken down. Everybody goes home. But does Patrick Saint go home, or does he have himself a Versace championship get together?
Oh no, I went home and I cracked open a nice little bottle of tequila.
Okay.
And I took a couple shots and I went on my phone. Tried to see if I could no pun intended, pull a mission. That's how I want to celebrate my championships. I'm 33 years old, bro.
There's plenty in me to celebrate, my man.
I did a lot of partying. So.
Mr. Patrick Saint,
yeah,
we have reminisced, we have caught up, we have talked evolution, we have talked getting out of the bleeping mission, we have being a champion for a company, the face of a company, if you will.
Hell yeah.
We have talked fans, we have talked changing the good guy, bad guy thing. And I know not all the bad guy gets out of a bad guy sometimes, and maybe the good guys always won't say, I'm not really a good guy. I fight. And I'll give you an example. Ryan Frost is one of these guys. I was calling him a good guy. He's like, I'm not a good guy, Kincaid. Like, I just fight different people.
Yeah, Ryan Frost. Ryan Frost is a good guy.
Well, nowadays he is, yes. Yeah, definitely nowadays, yes.
Yes.
But, you know, you're finding yourself been kind of getting into that transition of good guy Patrick Saint, if you will.
Yeah.
So we have covered so many topics.
Mm-hmm.
We have had some laughs. I may have cried once. I'm sorry.
That's right. That's all right.
We talked one of my favorite things in the universe when someone yells bumbleclot.
Yeah, bumbleclot.
That is some fun ass shit. And I can't thank you as a fan for just giving us, all of us as fans, when we go to these events, just giving us some awestruck moves by maybe cutting Dajé in half.
Oh yeah.
Giving us that, oh my God factor. Or yelling a bumbleclot and just making me laugh hysterically every single time. But just taking us away and being at wrestling. Thank you so much as a fan for just doing that, doing your thing, getting away from the mission, my man.
You're welcome, and thank you for the support and everything that you do for independent wrestling scene, independent wrestlers too.
I appreciate those words, my friend. Thank you so much.
In a podcast.
I really didn't think it was. I thought it was good. I was good. Jermaine. I mean, how couldn't I end on a perfect note with Jermaine Marbury? You know?
I knew you were coming back, though.
Well, here. I knew you were coming back. Is there anything that's a topic that I did not discuss that maybe you thought we would have been discussing today that I maybe forgotten or skipped over or what have you?
Have you listened to Diamonds on My Watch?
Is that the second track that has come out from Patrick Saint?
Yeah.
I know of it, but I have not listened to it, and I'll be honest, I have not.
You gotta listen to it. You gotta tell me what you like, which song you like better.
Okay, all right, I got you. I can do that. For these tracks, where can the fans go check this material out?
iTunes, Apple Music, Spotify, Pandora Music, um, any streaming service, YouTube Music.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what are they typing in? 500 degrees or Patrick Saint? What are we doing?
Type Patrick Saint, 500 degrees, and diamonds on my watch will pop up. And I'm not done yet, too. I got more coming.
Okay.
I got more coming.
Wrestling is an art.
Hell yeah.
Music is an art. You're doing this multifaceted life here, Patrick Saint.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, I applaud you for that because there's a lot going on there with Patrick Saint.
I like to stay busy.
Well, I wish you the best of luck in this triple threat. Could you tell us when the triple threat is at LIT, please?
I know it's in August. I want to say August 28th. I could be wrong.
Okay.
But I know for sure it's in August. So
Okay.
just stay tuned. When Al makes that poster, he's gonna make it ASAP.
Okay.
Get that date, save that date. I think he's looking for a dope venue for us to do it in. And I'm hoping that we can do it in a dope venue with some good lighting, because it's gonna be a great story, and it's gonna be used in a documentary one of these days. Somebody, whoever's in that match, one of our documentaries, somebody's gonna use it, or maybe all will use it.
Hey, you never know. You never know. Could you please give us the Twitter, the handles for the Twitter, the face, not the Twitter. I'm sorry. That's how long I haven't done it. It's called X now.
It's still called Twitter. I'm not calling it.
And the face page and the Pornhub and what you've got.
I am on Pornhub. But let me pull up my Instagram because it's the same as my Twitter, and I always forget how many underscores I have. Yeah, so it's Patrick Saint 2 underscores.
Okay.
Twitter, well, Patrick Saint 2 underscores.
Peeps,
Patrick Saint. Yeah.
get on the socials.
Yep.
If you haven't heard of one, Mr. Saint, check them out. Go on the YouTube. You can even check my channel, Don Kincaid, the Kincaid Files. You can check there. You can check Foggy's channel. He's Mike Avitable, if I'm not mistaken, under that name. Yep. You can check that stuff out. Look them up, TOS Dojo. If you want to get into some wrestling, that's a great place to start. And we have had 1 hour, 35 minutes.
Hell yeah. What did we do last time?
To be honest, it was over an hour, but I'm not sure if it was quite an hour and 35. It might have been shy of an hour and a half. Yeah. We've had such a fine conversation and a return to see the evolution from 2 years ago.
Yeah.
On his very first ever STP, first ever interview, and now we've returned 2 years later. He's a champion, sport in gold, looking amazing, looking bigger than ever, for crying out loud.
Yeah.
Killing people, asking who wants to see a dead body, and every time people say, yeah, I don't know what's going on in this universe. We have learned, I think we've learned a bit more today than we did last time, my man, about the Dada, Patrick Saint. And I can't thank you enough for spending your time and taking it out of your busy schedule with us, the fans. Thank you so much.
You're very welcome. Thank you for having me.
We had a hell of a time. Let me see. I don't want to do a crazy schedule, so I'm only doing one a week. If I can just continue that, that would be okay. So let me see. Yeah, let's see.
Next.
So we had TOS Young Boy. Then we had the Don Dada. Then we have, oh God. We had Anytime Alan Bano.
Okay.
And then we have Pretty Poppy.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Then the following week, which I have scheduled, we have Papa being Doc and the son being Warren.
Oh.
From Pure Vanguard Wrestling, a brand new promotion that has started up. And kind of, if I'm not mistaken, sister company with the TOS and the lit situation. We've got a relationship going on over here.
Yep.
We have a little schedule going on for the next few weeks. I'm looking forward to Pretty Poppy.
Yep.
I'm looking forward to to Pure Vanguard Wrestling.
Yep.
But that Alan Bano pisses me off so easily. When I hear Lady Gaga, it pisses me off even more because I see his bleeping face and him marching around with those goddamn light up glasses. And
he's a big dude.
Yeah, he is a big dude. And not only that, he started the AKC, the Anti-Kincaid Corner, which is progressive to the Anti-Kincaid Club. So I'm not looking forward. Out of the 5 I have in a nice little chunk here, right in the middle, I don't think I'm looking forward to my next guest being one anytime Alan Bano.
He can't jump through the screen. You're good.
No, that is true. That is true.
Good.
But so we'll see how that goes.
Yeah.
On the next SCP. But Mr. Saint, that's why we do this shit. We get to talk about the talent. We get to have a lot of fun. We even talk serious topics. Not every single time, but we definitely talk serious topics. I've had grown men who are athletes in our industry break down and cry on here. Talking about family, just talking about sacrifices, just talking about everything that it takes to become a wrestler and what they've gone through for the struggle because of what happens sometimes on the mental part.
Yeah.
So we do on STP talk a lot of the serious stuff. But my God, do we have a shitload of fun
on
STP all at the same time. And not only that, June just ended, and I want to just put this out there real quick. June just did end Men's Mental Awareness Month.
Yep.
And I know from personal experience, by just chit-chatting in and out of the events with the talent that I've made friendships and relationships with, that there's a lot of, not everybody is in a perfect place.
No.
They go in that fucking ring and they perform with whatever they have going on in front of us to entertain us. And I just wanted to point out Mental Awareness Month, because pick up a phone, call a brother.
Yep.
Pick up the fucking, you have a phone always in your hands when it comes to the socials. Open the messenger.
Yeah.
Hit me up. Say, Kincaid, what's good? I'm feeling away. I've talked to so many of the talent. So many. Countless. I don't even know how many, Mr. Saint.
Yeah.
Please, boys and girls alike, talk to somebody before dumb shit happens.
Facts.
Because I've had a lot of things happen around me personally. And that's why I have a 911 up for a suicide line, or a 811. I forget the damn thing. I should know it because it's affected me hard. But that's why I have that pinned up on my page. Just talk to somebody. And I didn't mean to end this on a down note, but I want that out there because we've lost some brothers and sisters in the industry, my friend. We don't need to do that if they just pick up the damn phone. You know what I'm saying?
I agree. I agree.
So you are on the right path to doing your thing, and I cannot wait to see what the future brings for one Patrick Saint, the Don Dada, the
Shatta.
the shit. Why can't I remember that one?
You'll remember it. Top Shatta.
The Don Dada, the Top Shotter, Hippo Slice, the Timber Chase, Patrick Saint.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you, man.
Thank you for joining us on Certain to Pop, Mom.
Yeah.